This is probably one of my favorite curves, and it's a little bit exaggerated. So I want to think of this as a conceptual drawing and not necessarily a real speaker measurement. But if we were measuring a loudspeaker and we wanted to correct the basically the peaks and the valleys, let's say that we wanted flat direct sound as our metric, for example. Um, and we've made some measurement, and we've got some things that are higher than our perfect middle here, if you will, this line here, and others that are below it. In a passive crossover, all we really can do is push these peaks down. So we're chomping down here, we're pushing down here, and so forth. But these nulls, there's no way of pushing those back up. So we're basically pushing everything down. So in this particular case, if we were just pushing the peaks and this was our nominal level represented by this brown line I'm going across here, we would have a response that went this way and then dipped, and then this way and dipped, and so forth. Or we'd keep moving this line down and we just keep scrunching all this stuff. So the catch to that is that that's not really a very satisfactory correction. So if I took the same idea, next slide, and imagine this wasn't drawn freehand and these peaks and valleys were a bit more symmetrical, then if my response to the loudspeaker was represented first in the blue like this, for this little section we're talking about, and I set a filter that was the inverse of this blue one, which is represented by the brown sections here, albeit not drawn perfectly, then if I put those two together, I would have a composite that'd be pretty much a flat line right down the center here like this. And that's fundamentally what we try to do with a DSP. I mean, not to make it absolutely perfect, it's probably not a great idea, but to make it fundamentally, say, flat for direct sound. And we can do that by using either IIR type filters, which are basically parametric EQs, and put a bunch of them together, and that can be quite a large number of them if you wanted them to be. Or we could use some kind of finite impulse response filters, FIR filters, in which case, once again, it's another type of filter that doesn't have a very good um, analog. So the fundamental thing is that we can get the response we want. And this is showing frequency response, but in principle there's nothing that says that this couldn't also be addressing phase response.